Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the Lord protect us. May He nourish us. May we acquire the capacity to study and understand the scriptures. May our study be brilliant, and may we not cavil at each other. Om, peace, peace, peace unto us all. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to all of you. We welcome everyone for the Sri Sathya Sai Baba Center of Arcadia. And we are now doing the first session, the study circle on Gita Vahini, on chapter 12, page 53, and the soft copy. And in the printed copy of the book, it is chapter 12, page 107. So for newcomers, this is the commentary on Bhagavad Gita by Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So the dialogue between Arjuna and Lord Krishna. So many people gave commentaries on that. Swami Vivekananda and Brahmananda, many saints and sages, even Shirdi Baba. But this is our Kali Yuga avatar, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So we are going to start on page 12, chapter 12, page 107. So last week, we dwelt on some of the things, and I got some text messages from some devotees for some clarification. So I will dwell. First thing is we talked about Omkar. Does anybody want to summarize what the main points? Okay, instead of asking, I will summarize and you people call. Number one, Om itself is Brahman. It is equal to Nirguna Nirakara Brahman. God who is beyond name, form, attribute, time and space. Because Lord Krishna himself says in Gita, Om Ityekaksharam Brahma. This Om by itself letter is Brahman, includes all names and forms of all gods. That is why before every mantra to attain the potency we say Om. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shri Matre Namaha. Like everything it is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudaya. We give the potency. And even Patanjali, the great yoga sutra man, says, Tatsya Vachaka Pranava. The name of God is Om. He himself says. And all the Upanishads acclaim the power of Om. Starting from we said important is Mandukya Upanishad, which is only 12 verses, where there is Mandukya Karika by the Gaudapada, the guru of gurus of Adi Shankara, who talks about the power of Om we talked about. And also in Taittiriya Upanishad, there is a section called Pranava Upasana, just the importance of how you practice Pranava. That is the importance over thousands of years Pranava is given. And Lord Krishna said, last time I read the shloka, the person who leaves their body chanting Om, they will be merged with me. They will be liberated. He assured that. Anybody who leaves their body by chanting Om, they are liberated. So that is the power of the chanting. And Swami says it is like when you call Om, it is direct one-to-one call with God. You are calling person-to-person call with God, like the old timings, he said. And so all our meetings, you see, right, whatever meetings, conference, everything we start with Om. 3 Oms or 21 Oms or 9 Oms. And the end also with Om, Om Shanti. And your Arati also Omkara Rupa Sai. So he says he is the embodiment of Om. So Om is given lot of importance. And in, as I said, many ashram, particularly Swami and Shivananda ashram, they chant 21 times Oms. Why is 21 times? Anybody? So that it cleanses all our organs of action, perception, and 5 pranas and 5 koshas. Somebody was saying, oh, how to get rid of our inner enemies, how to get. This is the answer. So just you chant Om. So when you chant Om, it purifies your speech, walk. That means you will only speak good, speak no evil. And when you chant Om, it purifies our hands. You do only good deeds. When you chant Om, it purifies your feet. You go to the places, holy places instead of wrong places. And when you chant that, you see only good things, purifies your eyes. And it purifies your ears. Only you hear good things, not gossip and rumors. So everything, that's why it purifies and all our airs, prana, pana, pyana, udana, samana. So all koshas, the food sheath, vital air sheath, pranamaya, mind sheath, intellect sheath. That's why the importance of, instead of very clearly prescribed, this is the prescribed pranava upasana, but it has so many side benefits. And also another question I had was, what about these chakras? Because the Swami said when you chant Om, your energy, Kundalini, travels from Muladhara slowly upwards to Sahasrara. There are called Shat chakras. Some places they described as 7, but they usually say Shat chakras. Just I will say briefly, it is a science. Mainly people in Raja Yoga, Kundalini, they do that. So first is Muladhara chakra. This is the bottommost, which is connected to sacral plexus, as doctors will know. Then comes the Swadhisthana chakra, the chakra above, it is in lower abdomen. Because depending upon what happens to the chakra, various illnesses happen. Then comes the Manipura chakra, this is the next upper one. Then comes Anahata chakra, it is the important chakra, it is in the heart. And then Vishuddha chakra, it is in the throat. And then Ajna chakra in between the brows. This is, and then Sahasrara chakra. And Swami said of all these, the two most important chakras is the heart. Anahata chakra is also called heart chakra, where Anahata, that comes spontaneously. And that is the center for love and compassion. And Sahasrara chakra, when you reach there, you are liberated. That is why they talk about these lower 6 chakras. Nobody says 7th chakra, because once you reach there, that means you are liberated. And actually, to understand, because most of our human beings, we're all stuck in the lower 2 chakras, Muladhara and Swadhisthana. That means in our lower impulses we are stuck with. So Swami beautifully explained the lower 2 chakras, there is for Ichha Shakti, all desires. I want this, I want that, carnal desires, sensual desires. So you are stuck. That means some people are stuck in animal instincts, animal passions. In the world, they're eating, drinking, merry, because they live in only those 2 chakras. They never let it go. That is the Muladhara and Swadhisthana. As you raise above, you are more pure, loving. It goes upper one. That is called Kriya Shakti. Then the next one is this Swadhisthana, Muladhara is Ichha Shakti, all desires and tendencies. Then goes next to the other Manipura and Anahata. So this next two come to Kriya Shakti. You do something. Particularly Anahata heart is full of love and compassion. So you develop that feelings of love, compassion, kindness to people. Try to take helping the others more than thinking about others more than yourself. So that is got Anahata chakra, heart chakra. That is the Kriya Shakti. Then goes the Jnana Shakti. Then goes the Vishuddha chakra. Vishuddha chakra is in the throat. So you tell all good things. Because that's control the Shabda, the Shabda Brahman is related to Akasha. And then goes the Ajna chakra in between. These two are related to the Jnana Shakti. That means that you get when you reach there, intuitive feeling. And finally, when you really traverse, it goes to the Sahasrara. That is 1,000. Sahasrara means 1,000. Each of these chakra The very name chakra means discuss. Like Vishnu has, you say Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma, we say, right? He has got Shankha means conch, and another place chakra, he has got that discuss. Similarly, all these are in the form of a chakra. These are centers of nerve energy. So they raise and go up, finally happen. So there are people who practice this yoga, so just they can raise the Kundalini under Guru. But I remember this time, this is almost 35 years ago. There was one great devotee by name Charles Penn. Some of you might have seen him. He wrote a couple of books. He even came and opened the center. A great, he and his wife Faith Penn, they were great devotees and thing. So suddenly one day a patient shows up and says, "Oh, Dr. Reddy, I want to see you. What is the problem?" So Mr. Penn, Charles Penn said, "You're the person to see." What happened? "I have the Kundalini stuck here. What to do?" I said, "I'm an endocrinologist. I take care of diabetes, thyroid. I don't know what Kundalini is stuck. I don't do that business." So this man just passed the buck to me, just to he knows. I called him, "Hey, you want to get me into trouble? How you tell Kundalini is stuck? I don't know." The reason is some people, if they, without proper direction, proper thing, these techniques, this Kundalini raising and the pranayama techniques, which are hard ones, if you do it, you instead of good thing, you'll get bad effects. Even Sri Ramakrishna warned always. And that's why Swami beautifully said, "Ashtasiddhula sadhana endulaku adi vatti brahmalato katti veyunuga. దట్టమైన ఈ దీవిటాటవిలో ఒట్టి నామమే పట్టపగలు." He says, why do you want all this complicated yogic practice, this, that? In this life, just chant the name of God in the thick darkness of the forest. Just when you chant the name of the Lord, it is like a bright light. It dispels all darkness, ignorance. So these are all, we are not denouncing this. There are so many, that is why we have so many yogas, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, raja yoga. There are people who practice raja yoga, meditation. For them it is okay. But the best yoga, Swami said, is prema yoga. Yeah, prema yoga, all yogas are included because you develop automatically, it comes. So that is the one you should remember. But these chakras, as I said, the lower chakras, they're all about Ichha Shakti, desires, lower desires. Then as you travel, Kriya Shakti, you want to do good, compassion. Then Jnana Shakti, and finally go at Sahasrara. This is the thing how chanting Om, it makes your energy go upwards. That is another benefit. And Om represents Auma, right? Auma. It represents Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, and also three Vedas, Rug, Yajur, Samaveda. So each one Rug and Yajur and Samaveda. And three lokas, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Shwarloka, like three lokas. So the Om is so much powerful, chanting which one can attain the things. And what else I want to tell is this Om says represents four states. This is whole Mandukya Upanishad is about that. A is for Jagrata state, waking stage. When you say Om, it includes all that A, U, Ma, and silence. So A represents, it helps you in the wakeful stage. That is called Vishuddhu. The next stage is sleeping stage, the swapna stage, dream stage. That is called Tejasa. So that helps in that stage by chanting Om. Then Ma represents the deep sleep stage called Sushupti stage. So that is called Prajna. And then the one beyond this is Turiya. Turiya means fourth. Really, there's nothing but fourth. People get confused. This state of consciousness pervades all the three states and beyond. So that is Turiya. So by chanting Om, so you will be really helped in all the stages. We all, every one of us go through these stages. We all go through wakeful stage, dream stage, deep sleep, and Turiya. So that is the importance of Omkara. We have said, people asked about the question about chakras and about these things. Why? Main thing is just practice the simple values. Swami says spirituality is very simple, but we get complicated because somebody says put your head down, up, do this. The people will happy. You have to do this many times. This complicated mantras. It is good to do that, but Swami said basic principle. Think good, think no evil. See good, see no evil. Hear good, hear no evil. Speak good, speak no evil. Do good, do no evil. This is the way to God. So that anybody can do it. You don't need to know where Upanishad. It's nice to know Upanishad Vedas, but that anybody can do. And start the day with love, fill the day with love, spend the day with love, end the day with love. That anybody can do. So those are the practical things. If you read Vedas, Upanishad is nice. It is always reinforces our thing. But basic thing is this: to get rid of the enemies. Because somebody was asking how to get rid of the greed, attachment, because we have the 6 inner enemies. What are those? Hari, you're sleeping. Uh-huh. Tired, probably worked late. What are the 6 enemies? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. Desire, anger, greed, attachment, pride, and jealousy. So you want to fight with them, you cannot. So you can just transmute these desires and these enemies. First is Swami said, if you want to have a desire for God. Because Sri Ramakrishna said, if you want to be mad, people are mad after wealth, family, name, fame, uh, power, and all that. But be mad after God. So if you want to have desire for God. That is considered no desire. And if you want to have anger, krodha, have anger on yourself. Oh my God, I wanted to do spiritual practice. I could not do it. I skipped today. Or why I am critical of somebody, why I am judgmental of somebody, why I am finding faults in others. Be critical, be angry on yourself for your lapses and progress. And lobha, if you want to have greed. Oh, I want to do more spiritual. I want to do more bhajans. I want to do more japa. I want to do longer dhyana. I want to do more service to other people. So I want to do more scriptural studies. Like that, you should have greed for good things. And attachment, the only attachment we should have is to God. Don't have attachment to the world. As Sri Ramakrishna said, if you go toward North Pole, automatically you're going away from South Pole. If you go towards God, naturally you're away, because where there is Rama, there is no Kama. So as you go there, then you don't have those lower desires. So attachment to God and pride. You should have pride. Oh, I am the son or daughter of the Supreme Lord, God. My Lord is the Kali Yuga Avatar, Bhagavan. She said, I should have the pride. So not just somebody's pride of being a son of a king or a president, but here we are the King of Kings, the Lord of the universe. So he is our father and mother. We should have that pride we should have, not pride of lineage, youth, beauty, or wealth. So that is how you transmute all your negative things into positive things. That's why Swami said, if there is bad smell in this, it's difficult to drive out, but put some nice incense stick, a perfume, automatically you'll have good smell, right? Similarly, these good thoughts, good vibrations will help, because these two questions were asked by devotees who sent me the text, so I'm addressing that. So it is very simple, so we make life complicated. So main thing is, another thing is, we should not worry about somebody, whether how they are practicing. Each one is for our own transformation. Swami said, you cannot change anybody in the world, including your wife, children, friends. You can change only yourself. And that is the purpose of spirituality, not to only great masters, saints can change others. Who are we? We need to change first ourselves so that we can change. People are all worried, oh, they don't live properly, they have the problems. It is their problem. It is your problem. I remember in my practicing diabetes, in practice, so one husband, wife, both have diabetes. One has 200 blood pressure, another 300. Said, so my husband is no good. He goes on eating this food, that food. He doesn't take medicine. And then this lady's blood sugar is not equally bad. Said, what? Poor guy, he's a nice guy. He doesn't complain about her. She complains about his habit. I told each one, his blood sugar, how does it affect you? It doesn't affect you. It affects him. He will have problem with his eyes, his nervous system. He will spoil his body. If you do that, it will. So you tell him advice, let him. If he doesn't do that, he will suffer. If you don't do, you will suffer. So people are always worried about the other person. So each one pays for their own karma. So similarly, in spiritual practice, for our own transformation. So I wanted to address that because some people brought up that questions. So now, if nobody comments, we can continue on page 107. the mind has an innate tendency.
Sairam. Sairam. Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Sairam, the mind has an innate tendency to merge in whatever it contacts. It craves for this, so it is ever agitated and restless. But by constant practice and training, it can be directed towards the pranava and taught to merge with it. It is also naturally drawn towards sound. That is the reason why it is compared to a serpent. The serpent has two crude qualities: one, its crooked gait, and two, its tendency to bite all that comes in its way. These two are also characteristics of man. He too seeks to hold and possess all that he sets his eyes on.
So it is coming and going your sound. Just move the mic a little bit to the front and just put it towards the mouth. Towards the mouth. No, she's towards the mouth. Like pull it.
Put it.
Like
I see.
then it will go.
He too seeks to hold and possess all that he sets his eyes on. He too moves crooked. But there is in the serpent one praiseworthy trait. However poisonous and deadly,
No, it will be better than yeah.
but there is in the serpent one praiseworthy trait.
Yeah, now it is good. Yeah, keep it later.
However poisonous and deadly its nature might be, when the strains of the charmer's music are played, it spreads its hood and merges itself in the sweetness of that sound, forgetting everything else. Similarly, man too can, by practice, merge himself into the bliss of pranava. This is sabdopasana, worship through the sound, is a principal means of realizing Paramatma, who is the pranava of the Vedas, is not other than sabda, sound. That is the reason why the Lord said that he is the paurusha of man. Paurusha is the vitality, the prana of man. Without it, man has no manliness. However strong may be the force of the drag of previous births, it has to yield to the strength of adventure and achievement emanating from Paurusha. Unaware of this potentiality, foolish man is misled into cursing his fate, cursing the inescapable effects of what he dreads as prarabdha, present karma. Everyone has to exercise Paurusha, for without it, life itself is impossible. Living is struggling, striving, achieving. God has created man so that he might build the talent of Paurusha and achieve victory. His purpose is not to make a man a consumer of food, burden upon the earth, an animal that is a slave to its senses. He does not aim at creating a horde of idlers and loungers who shy at hard work and accumulating fat and growing to monstrous shapes. He does not create man with the idea that he should, while alive, ignore his creator and deny Atma and wander about his like animals, allowing both intelligence and discrimination to go to waste, moving about without an iota of gratitude to the giver of all the gifts which he consumes and enjoys.
Yeah. Yes.
Here, actually, Swami, analogy of serpent, the snake compares with the human, the two crude qualities, which is similar to whatever we see, we want to possess, and also our movements and our here when we say move means our crooked behaviors, and he compares that with the snake. But the interesting part is, even though we have all those like similar to the snake, but he said even in the snake there is a good quality when you hear that sound, the music. Since we're talking about the pranava, that sabdopasana, with that we can train our mind to become sweet, and unless we get that into that blissfulness, that's when we actually realize our true nature as a Paramatma. And the other thing here also, Swami talks about Paurusha. Here, I don't know if I really, I'm thinking Paurusha here is that inner strength as opposed to false pride or ignorance. Unless you have that inner strength, we can blame the fate. And also, so beautifully, everybody talks about the present karma, karma theory, prarabdha karma. But Swami says, in spite of all that, one needs to raise above to overcome with that paurusha, that inner strength. If you don't have that paurusha, not only one can't achieve the early things, but there's not even a chance of realizing.
Yeah, here Purusha means Purusha is God,
Right.
divine. Purusha and Prakriti, whenever we talk about Purusha, is the supreme God. And Prakriti is the nature, because the whole thing is nature. So the energy related to God is Purusha. The Purusha in colloquial way they think is somebody who shows courage, but sometimes in a dominating way. But here Purusha refers to the strength which you show outside and also have inner strength. Because in life, everybody, Swami says, life is a challenge, meet it. So when there are challenges in life come, external challenges, and we all get challenges, right? Challenges at work, challenges in the family, in the society, in the organization. So there are people when the challenges come, some people hide from them, they run away from them. So I don't want to just face them, turn the head, like ostrich, they say, hide it in the thing. Some people face it. Yeah, this is the part of life is a challenge meeting. But after there's too much, they give it up. They get depressed, worried. My God, I can't take it. We have all seen that people who run away from that. But the heroes are those who face the challenge with courage and strength. They know what is right. Once you know the right, they fight to the end. They don't give up in the middle. So that is the thing. So these are three kinds of people. The dwellings who don't even do anything, they run away from the situation. And when the challenges come, whether it's at work or home or anything, and then some people face with courage, oh, I have God with me. What can happen to me? That kind of self-confidence. Because when God by your side, there is nothing anybody can do. That kind of things like Pandavas, how much they went through. They had to be in exile, they were in forest, but they didn't give up because they knew that Lord Krishna was on their side. So as long as we live a righteous life with love, that there is nothing to be worried about. But Swami here is commenting about most of the people are idlers. They waste their time. Time is God, so they indulge in sensual enjoyments. So as Swami says, Khana, Pina, Marna, Sona, they eat, drink, sleep, and be merry. That is what they think. But the highest ideals we should have, in front of them. They think, oh, it is my karma, so I am born here because of my prarabdha karma. You know, there are three types of karmas. What are the three types of karmas, Cindy?
Sanchita karma, agami karma, and prarabdha karma.
Yeah. Sanchita karma is previous life's karma. And prarabdha, that is something which already started giving effect. So it's already because of previous life, it is already, we get a sickness, problems at home or work. That is because of our prarabdha karma. Agami, we can prevent. That means because of what we do, we'll pay for the consequences. Somebody beautifully gave example, Lord Buddha, I think. So a hunter is there, is going, and he has a quiver of arrows, right? And there is some target, he has a bow and arrow. He hits the arrow, he releases it on the target. My God, he thinks it is not good, so because it's going to hit that animal, die. But he already released it. He has no control. He cannot pull it back, right? So prarabdha, it started taking effect. That is why even great people like Ramana Maharshi, he has to go through the tumor, carbuncle. People have to go through that because already that karma, previous life started giving effect. And then Sanchita karma, the quiver of arrows in his back, once he knows it is bad, he has no effect because he says he is not going to use them, right? And agami, and also he is not going to release any arrows. So those two, he has, once he knows it is something is bad, he cannot. But prarabdha, once it starts releasing, he has to pay. But by the Lord's grace, the effect of the karma can be minimized. That is the Holy Mother Sharada Devi used to say that if you want to have a fracture of the leg, instead of that, you will have a scratch. If you are supposed to have a scorpion bite, you may have a bite from an ant. So just they minimize the effect of karma, or you may not feel the effect of karma. So that is the thing. But if God's grace is there, as Swami says, even mountain full of karma, he can burn in a trice, like a mountain full of cotton can be burned with a matchstick. So that is the prarabdha karma. So we should not worry about when, that is why one of the names of 108 of Swami is Karma Dhamsine Namaha. Sakala Samshayahara is Sakala Karma Dhamsine. He will destroy our karma. So we should have that confidence. We have this, we have that intense pure love. God can remove any loads of karma, but we should have that absolute faith and then that intense love. So one is, don't live at the level of the uh, senses and body, where sense indulgence. That is why Swami said, bend the body to serve others, mend the senses, then end the mind. So that is the one which is the obstacle. So he says, don't be idlers and loungers. Just think about the higher purpose in life and just do this. And simply he's telling this pranava upasana is like a snake charmer doing the music to that. The snake is crooked way it starts. Similarly, the mind which is playing the trick, so once you do the pranava, it furthermore any name of God, that is why divine name is so powerful. So just doing that, all those negative things will run away. So we need to practice that. Anybody has any questions or comments?
Sairam. So to not accumulate agami karma, so whatever we do, if we have that Ishwararpita buddhi, then we don't accumulate.
Right.
Whatever the consequences.
No, that's a very important point. Because as long as we live, so long we do karma. That is why Lord Krishna says, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karma. Nobody is without doing any action as long as he lives, because breathing is an action, walking, eating is an action, walking is an action, everything is action. Nobody can live without doing the action. That is the part of that. And sometimes we do good work. So good deeds give good results. Sometimes you do bad deeds, you get bad results. Bad deeds means we think you won't go and hitting somebody. No, even bad thoughts, thinking ill of others. That is also bad karma. Speaking ill of others, particularly behind their back, that is also bad karma. So we have to pay for that bad karma, whether it is at the thought level, word level, or a deed level. So we need to be very careful. So good, bad. As Swami says, you sow a mango seed, mango fruit will come. You say neem seed, neem tree will come. So we have to pay for that. But That is why they say ideally you do good karma, you will go to heaven, good lokas. You do bad deeds, you go to hell. But the real secret of Nishkam Karma, Lord Krishna says, is dedicate everything to God. Lord, everything belongs to you. You are the doer, the results go to you. Then neither you are bound by good nor bad, like Swami Vivekananda said. Chains of iron, they bind you, they're bad. But chains of gold, they are also good. They may be gold chains, but they bind you too. So main thing is you need to transcend this karma, both good and bad. And that happens when we dedicate all actions to God, feeling that He is the doer and results go to Him. That is the very important. That is the secret of Nishkama Karma Yoga. We need to constantly remember that. So dedicating that. So it's better not to do bad deeds. At least do good deed. You will have good life and good effect. But finally, you should transcend both good and bad. Ultimately, God is beyond both good and bad. That happens, but Ishvara Apana Buddhi, that's dedicating everything to the Lord. That is a important point. So that is what particularly that is Vedanta, that is what it teaches. Anybody else has any comment? Okay, if not, you can continue.
Prakriti too punishes those who exploit it for self aggrandizement, saying, "This is mine, that too is mine, that belongs to those who belong to me." She punishes heavily those who break her code. That is the reason why Krishna describes to Arjuna the way of upasana or worship is in great detail, for upasana is using Prakriti to reach the Lord who transcends it. Arjuna, many people anxious to offer uninterrupted worship to me go into the forest, a thick forest. That is an insane step. There is no need to seek the jungle as if I'm only there. There is no place where I am not. There is no form which is not mine. I am the five elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. Where can you find a place devoid of one or other of these five? To experience my presence and my glory, there is no special place, for I am everything, everywhere, ever. The fiery nature of fire is I myself. I'm life in all beings. I'm the strength of the strong, the strength that is free from greed and lust. Me is the nature, mine is the nature which promotes beings to desire dharmic things and means.
Okay, you can stop.
So we talked about so Bhagavan consists of Paramatma, that consciousness, and Prakriti. So here actually Krishna says that even though we may not see the effects now, but if you don't obey, respect Prakriti or code, somehow you're going to get punished on that. But only through upasana that really, I think the upasana means not just sitting in meditation, but that true thankfulness to Prakriti. That's when you transcend Prakriti to actually see that the true the Paramatma. And then also urge, and he clearly says, you don't have to go anywhere to the forest, any place. I'm here. I'm everywhere, because Paramatma is these five elements. Where can you go not having the five elements? I think that and also when you look at anything, like in a fire, the heat, that fire, that's me. So the life, everything is me. So that what we see, this universe, is God. So we don't have to.
Yeah, that is the whole message. Important is to realize Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Everything is manifestation of divine. That is why in Vishnu Sahasranamam, the first two names, Vishwam, Vishnur, Vashatkaro. So the Vishwam, the whole universe is Vishnu. Vishnu is all pervading Brahman. There, Vishnu is not just that four-armed form of Lord. Vishnu means all pervading reality, which is Brahman. So Vishwam, Vishnu. So the whole nature, there are two things. Prakriti, Purusha, Jiva, we talked about. These are only three things in the world. Whatever you see, Prakriti, the mountains and animals, trees and oceans, everything. That is all part of Prakriti. And we are the Jivas, embodied souls. And then Paramatma. So these three, we consider them as separate. But when you realize the truth that everything is only one, all is Brahman, whether it is Prakriti or Purusha and thing. That is why not knowing that, Swami says we are punishing the Prakriti nature. People exploit the nature. That's why we are paying for all the natural calamities. People now talk about going green and respecting nature. That softly, like we destroy the mountains for granite as stones and take away the forests to construct homes for timber and use the fossil fuels. So everything is, when you are disturbing the nature, now we are feeling this heat waves, these floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, because that's why it says nature will punish. So that's why it says it's not a natural disaster. Swami said, don't blame nature. It's man-made disaster. We created the trouble because we exploited nature by this mining and by this fossil fuels and deforestation. So we need to respect the nature. So if you're not, nature will take revenge. You need to pay for that. But he says his main thing is try to see everything as God. Like Lord Krishna tells in Uddhava Gita, there's a beautiful, Uddhava is like Lord said to Krishna, that is Bhagavad Gita, right? This is we call. Similarly, he said to another of he's like a friend, Uddhava. So he taught him. There he says, the beginning, the spiritual seeker has one pointed love to one name and one form. That we love only Lord Krishna, the Krishna conscious people, or people who love only Sai. Sai is Baba is the only God, or people Shakteyas who think Mother is the only divine manifestation. That is one level. But next level, to progress, Lord Krishna says, you see in all names and forms of God the same. Whether you go to Jesus, whether you go to Mecca, whether you go to Jerusalem or synagogue, everywhere, the same Brahman is being worshipped in different names and forms. That is the next one. And finally, you see in all names and forms, in every human beings, animals, plants, everything is the same Brahman. And finally, you see the same Lord is being worshipped in all names, in all forms, in all creation, in everything. That is what the Rudram teaches, that see the Rudra in all aspects of nature. So that is the highest devotee, says. The one is lowest is only confines me to only one name and form. Then next he sees me in all gods and all names of forms of God. And then next he sees in all names and forms. Finally, in the whole creation, for every, like Swami said, every atom, every form, everything is permeated by the Lord Himself. That is the ultimate experience we should have. So that is what the emphasis is.